Hello and welcome to another Moments with Amaya. Amaya sat at her charts longer than usual. No rushing, no second guessing, just waiting. The setup had been marked up over the weekend, and now it was finally here. A clean buy, familiar, the kind of trade she had seen before and had taken before. Her cursor hovered near the entry, but she didn't click immediately. She watched price move. A slight push in her direction, then consolidation. Nothing alarming, nothing worth panicking over. So she stayed calm and she let the trade breathe. Then she saw it. Cell confluences starting to form. Not enough to make her flip emotionally, but just enough for her to take notice of the shift. Her hand moved to close the buys. Slight profit. No celebration, no frustration, just execution. She didn't hop into the cells right away. She waited. There had to be a valid setup, her confluences, her confirmation. When the cell finally lined up, she took it with the same confidence she had on the buy. Same risk, same discipline, same patience. Price started moving toward her take profit. Then it got close, very close. And for a moment, it tempted her, but she didn't close early. She let the trade keep speaking. Then, price turned. Not enough to shake her, not enough to force an emotional exit. She stayed until the bicafluence was strong enough to invalidate herself. Only then did she close. Slight loss, a little frustration, but no chaos, no panic. Just a trader staying loyal to structure, even when the market started testing her patience. Roxanne, on the other hand, had did the same kind of work over the weekend. Marked up her charts, prepared for the week, found a clean buy. At first, everything looked good. She entered. Then price moved against her. Just a little. Not even enough to hit her stop loss, but enough to hit her nerves. Her stomach tightened. Her confidence slipped. And before the trade can fully develop, she closed it early. Then the market turned, right after she was out. She stared at her chart, frozen for a second. Then she watched price move in the direction that she had originally planned for. Her chest sank. So she jumped back in. Only this time, it was worse. Worse entry, worse timing, worse feeling. And that one, that hit stop loss. Now, the loss wasn't financial, it was emotional. She had another setup later, but by then, the doubt had already entered her head. This one looked good too, maybe too good. She hovered, she hesitated, she didn't take it. Then, of course, it ran. And now it felt like the market was leaving her behind on purpose. She sat staring at the screen longer than she normally would, checking, rechecking, watching too much, trying to control what she could no longer control. Every trade was starting to carry the weight of the one before it. And that was the problem. Not the setup, not the strategy, the emotion, the anxiety, the need to be right before the market had confirmed anything. Midweek, they checked in. The market was choppy, messy, and frustrating. Both of them were in drawdown, but they were not carrying it the same way. Amaya leaned back in her chair, tired but steady. Roxanne sounded like she had been fighting with her charts all day. I'm down this week too, Amaya said, but this isn't my first rodeo. Roxanne let out a breath. That's the thing. I feel like something's wrong with me. Amaya didn't answer too quickly, because she knew that feeling. The one where the charts stopped feeling like charts and started feeling personal. The market is messy, Amaya said, but what you're describing sounds like decision fatigue, performance anxiety, control seeking. Roxanne looked away, out the window, looking in the distance. I was doing so well before, Roxanne said. I was following my strategy, hitting take profit. Now, I feel like I'm falling back into old habits. Amaya nodded, even though Roxanne couldn't see it. Sometimes the answer isn't another trade, Amaya said. Sometimes it's a break. Roxanne heard her. She did. But another thought was already pressing in. I don't want to end the weekend drawdown. And that thought alone was dangerous because once the week starts feeling personal, traders stop making decisions from structure. They start making decisions from pride. Roxanne knew Amaya was right. She did. But it was already too late for her nervous system to care. The idea of ending the week red sat in her chest like a weight, especially because those losses were self-inflicted. That made it worse. Not just a rough week, not just bad market conditions, her mistakes. So instead of stepping away, she stayed. Instead of calming down, she pushed harder. Maybe she could make it back. Maybe she could fix it. Maybe one more big win would erase the discomfort. So she increased her risk, just a little at first, then more. Then she started ignoring the rules that she set up to protect her. Entries got messy, exits got sloppy, emotions took the wheel, and the losses kept growing. The more she tried to recover, the more she lost herself. Eventually, she wasn't even pretending to be calm anymore. She was defeated, drained, and when she finally stopped trading, it wasn't discipline that made the decision. It was the fact that she had nothing left to trade. Amaya looked at her charts and felt the setup forming. But this time, she didn't rush towards it. She paused, reflected, listed exactly what she needed to see: confluence, confirmation, room for risk, room for error, room to be wrong without breaking herself. She checked her weekly allowance. Then she set the trade, not to win, to execute. She made sure her risk was within limits, even if the trade had stopped her out and she ended the week red. That possibility didn't scare her. She had already accepted it. That was the difference. She waited for every condition. Then she entered. Slow breath, calm hands, no emotional chase, no mental bargaining. Once she was in, she stepped away from her chart. Alerts on, chart closed, life resumed. And for the first time that week, she felt relief. Not because the trade had won, but because she had done her part. She had followed her rules. She respected her own structure. She could live with whatever came next. And by the weekend, she would review it all. And by then, the market would do what it wanted. But Amaya would know she didn't abandon herself to get there. And then, when she least expected it, the trade hit take profit. Not by force, not by panic, just patience. And suddenly, the week that might have ended in red ended in profits instead. They both started the week in the same market, the same chop, same uncertainty, same pressure. But their endings were not the same because their emotions were not the same. Amaya felt frustration, but she still followed her structure. Roxanne felt fear, and she let it steer her. That was the difference. Not talent, not luck, not setup quality, reaction. Amaya showed what it looked like to trade with emotions under control. Roxanne showed what happens when emotions start trading for you. And that is the lesson. The market will test your patience, it will test your confidence, it will test your need to be in control. But traders do not become consistent by never feeling fear. They become consistent by not obeying it.